In and out of the U.S. today with hundreds more canceled altogether.
Yeah, travelers are now growing tired of being grounded. A new federal proposal would make getting a refund for those airport inconveniences that much easier. To start, the Department of Transportation wants to actually designate what constitutes as a significant delay. 3 hours for domestic flights, 6 hours for international. If that happens to you, you get a refund. If the airline changes the arrival of the departure airport or change your itinerary to add connections, that is also a refund.
And if you're downgraded to a lower class of service or the aircraft type changes, bumping down your amenities, you get a refund. So now the DOT has to get all airlines to agree.
So I think we'll probably see a little bit of back and forth, and the airlines maybe push back a little bit. I'm not really sure how successful that will be, but this definitely does kind of, tighten what airlines are able to get away with at this point.
Airline feedback is expected sometime in November, but with 1 in 5 flights now being delayed, the sooner the better. Here in Seattle, the numbers aren't great. FlightAware says there were more than 200 delays at SeaTac today alone.
And on top of that, 7 cancellations. So Fox 13's Jennifer Lee joins us live from SeaTac tonight. Jennifer.
Well, Hannah and Jamie, being flexible is everything right now. I spoke with the Port of Seattle spokesperson who says it all goes back to the surge of travel interest combined with the big squeeze many industries are dealing with when it comes to staffing challenges. Travelers are now heading to airports anticipating potential problems.
Everything's on time, and then I get a text message when I get to the parking garage that said my flight had been delayed.
Ken Sutton eventually got on the plane in Memphis, connected in Dallas, and then landed here in SeaTac.
Had a flight here to Seattle, and our bags hadn't made it here yet. I'm feeling like I need to go shopping. We leave on a cruise tomorrow, and I'd sure hate to go. I could get by better than my wife, but she needs her stuff.
I personally don't love air travel at the best of times. It's a lot.
Luckily for the Rosensteins, their cross-country flights from New York to Seattle for an Alaska cruise are taking off without a hitch.
We had a very early morning flight. I think it was like a 5:30, so we got up at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning because my parents heard that the airports were crazy.
AAA recommends booking the first flight in the morning and says early flights are less susceptible from cancellations or delays. They also say the days of skipping travel insurance are over and says it protects your trip and your wallet. Travel agents are also back in style and will advocate for you when you need to cancel or reschedule travel.
The worst thing that could happen is that it gets canceled and that my parents will have to put us up in a hotel for the night.
Kathy Roeder of the Port of Seattle says when traveling out of Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, use the C-Spot Saver for flights between 5 a.m. and 1 p.m. to save you a spot in the TSA screening line. Don't drive. Parking is very constrained in and around the airport. And if you see a traffic jam on one level, get dropped off or picked up on another level of the airport.
Not just be personally flexible. Maybe you think about not booking your most important meal the first night of your trip, but just in case something goes wrong, give yourself a little wiggle room.
And after checking in with an airline worker, Sutton remains hopeful his baggage will eventually catch up with him either at the hotel or at another port during his Alaska cruise.
Right now, they are trying to get some vouchers for us so we can go buy some toiletries and some clothes to wear and fresh clothes and things like that.
Another piece of advice is to make sure you're staying informed as a traveler. AAA says that if your flight is canceled under federal law, you are entitled to a full refund. You just have to ask for it. Reporting live in SeaTac, Jennifer Lee, Fox 13 News.